In the build-up to the Rugby World Cup, I've made 2 new friends, and guess what, Steve? They're taller than you are.
Hard to believe, but only just, and they've got the stilts. We'll be with them, we'll be with the crowds down here in Birmingham as the World Cup arrives and the atmosphere builds up. We'll see you at 6.
All the best rugby teams in the world want this prize.
The cup, the crowds and us in a couple of minutes.
Now the latest from ITV News Central in the Midlands.
Good evening. We're live from Birmingham City Centre tonight as the Rugby World Cup Tour trophy actually continues its tour around the West Midlands.
Fans have been queuing for a chance to get up close to the sport's biggest prize.
On the programme tonight, Rugby World Cup excitement reaches fever pitch as the Webb Ellis Cup takes in Hereford, Worcester and Telford.
Thousands turn out in Birmingham today to get their eyes on the prize.
But will the world's 3rd largest sporting event have a lasting legacy for the youngest of fans? Good evening. It's just 60 days to go until rugby's biggest tournament begins, and we're live tonight from Birmingham City Centre as the Rugby World Cup trophy continues to tour the West Midlands and pull in those crowds.
It's had a busy old weekend and our cameras have covered hundreds of miles following the trophy through Herefordshire, Worcestershire and Shropshire. Tonight it's here with us as we look forward to one of the biggest sports tournaments in the world. Now, it's been 12 years since one of the greatest moments of English rugby history.
There's plenty of crowds in Victoria Square with Sam and Steve tonight. We'll be back with them hopefully shortly, but Callum Watkinson has been following the trophy through Birmingham today.
Nearly 200 years after a boy at rugby school picked up the ball and ran with it, the trophy that bears his name today arrived at a football club that considers rugby part of its history.
That first game we ever played, the first half was rugby, the second half was football, and we probably came very close to being Aston Villa Rugby Club, but they decided that football was the sport they wanted to play. We've got a fantastic history of playing host and the opportunity to invite visitors from other nations into the city, into Villa Park.
South Africa will take on Samoa at Villa Park on September 26th, and Australia will tackle Uruguay the next day. At the Bullring shopping centre this afternoon, passers-by queued for pictures with the prize.
The prestige of hosting an event like this speaks for itself, but rugby fans aren't the only ones who should be excited by this. For businesses right across the city, it's an opportunity to convert some of that prestige into profit.
About £56 million worth of economic impact is due to come from these games. So actually there'll be a lot of investment in the city, a lot of hotels will benefit, a lot of businesses will benefit. We'll see the city becoming really part of this celebratory atmosphere during the September period.
Rounding off a sunny weekend in the West Midlands and a rainy tour of Birmingham, the Webb Ellis Cup reached Victoria Square at lunchtime. A day these rugby fans in Birmingham won't forget, no matter who ends up lifting the cup at Twickenham in October. Callum Watkinson, ITV News.
We'll be back with Sam and Steve in Birmingham City Centre shortly. Right now, though, the rest of today's news.
Yes, the Prime Minister chose Birmingham today to announce what the government is going to do to tackle extremism in the country, both Islamist extremism and from the far right.
He cited the so-called Trojan Horse affair, an attempt to increase Muslim influence in some Birmingham schools. And he announced new measures, a need for people to learn English, a new scheme for parents to revoke their children's passports to stop them travelling to Syria or Iraq, and curbs on far-right demonstrations. Mark Goff reports.
In a speech in Birmingham today, the Prime Minister compared the threat of extremist Islam to that of Hitler, communism and the IRA. And in the past, he said, people have been too scared to speak up for British values.
Too often, we've lacked the confidence to enforce our values for fear of causing offence. Well, this has got to stop. We need everyone, government, local authorities, police, schools, all of us, to enforce our values right across the spectrum.
In Birmingham, the so-called Trojan Horse affair, an attempt to increase Muslim influence in some schools, casts a long shadow.
We undertook an immediate review when it became apparent that extremists had taken over some of our schools in the so-called Trojan Horse scandal here in Birmingham. But I have to be honest here, 1 year on, although we're making progress, it's not quick enough. It's taken too long to take action against the governors and teachers involved in the scandal and to support the schools affected to turn themselves around.
Moderate Muslims, he said, have been overshadowed by the extremists who've radicalised young people. But the question is how to stop young people going abroad to join ISIS in Syria or Iraq. The Prime Minister today announced a new measure.
I know how worried some people are that their children might turn to this ideology and even seek to travel to Syria or Iraq. So I can announce today we're going to introduce a new scheme to enable parents to apply directly to get their child's passport cancelled to prevent travel.
Integration is the key. Speaking English, getting a job. He's appointing a government official, Louise Casey, to find solutions.
She'll look at issues like how we can ensure people learn English, how we boost employment outcomes, especially for women, how state agencies can work with these communities to properly promote integration and opportunity, while also learning lessons from past mistakes.
He also spoke about extremism not just from Islam, but from the far right in the UK. Dudley has been targeted many times by the English Defence League over plans for a new mosque.
It's Muslim families living in fear that their children could be radicalised and run off to Syria, and communities worried about some poisonous far-right extremists who are planning to attack your mosque. So as part of our extremism bill, we're going to introduce new, narrowly targeted powers to enable us to deal with these facilitators and cult leaders and to stop them peddling their hatred.
We'll have more on tackling extremism in a series of special reports this week, starting tomorrow at 6. Mark Goff, ITV News.
A young mother from Burton-upon-Trent who's accused of running away to Syria with her 1-year-old son to join Islamic State will stand trial in January. Tarina Shakil, who's 26, will also face allegations that she used Twitter to incite terrorism. She was arrested by counter-terrorism police at Heathrow Airport back in February and appeared at the Old Bailey today.
A new report claims 4 out of 10 children in Birmingham are living in poverty. The charity, the Children's Society, is working with the City Council to help almost 137,000 children who are living in the most deprived areas. They want parents and youngsters from the city to come forward with ideas on how the root causes of poverty can be tackled.
It has a knock-on impact onto education and healthcare and employment, so it's in everyone's interest across the whole city to make sure we can really get to grips with this and end this sort of blight and scandal of child poverty across the city.
The death of a 35-year-old man who was found in a reservoir in Dudley has been referred to the coroner. He was pulled from the middle pool at Fens Pool Nature Reserve yesterday. It's understood that he jumped into the water to retrieve a ball. Resuscitation attempts were made at the scene, but he was pronounced dead in hospital.
Claudio Ranieri gave his first press conference as Leicester City's new manager today. The 63-year-old Italian signed a 3-year contract with the Foxes a week ago. He replaces Nigel Pearson, who was sacked last month. The veteran manager spoke of his ambitions for the team and his pride in his new position.
It's very good and very exciting to start the new season. Leicester is an all good club in England, and I'm very proud to stay here. I'm very happy to start the new season.
Just short of 100 brightly coloured owl sculptures have been spotted around Birmingham today. The big hoot statues will be auctioned off in 10 weeks' time to raise money for Birmingham Children's Hospital.
And we've got more stories as ever on our website, including a Pride of Birmingham Award nomination for one mother's work in raising awareness about knife crime. ITV.com/central for that and lots more.
And the time's just approaching 6:10 now, and that's all from us here in the studio. I think we can hand you back now to Steve and Sam, who are in Birmingham City Centre with that lovely Rugby World Cup trophy.
We certainly are, Stacey. Thank you very much, and thank you, Bob, as well. Welcome to a busy Victoria Square in Birmingham. It is busy now. We are live with the Rugby World Cup trophy, as you can see. It's the only thing that's dry, actually, at the moment, because everybody else, because of the weather, is wet at the moment. Now, the actual cup has been touring our region over the weekend. It's been drawing the crowds eager for that all-important selfie with rugby's biggest prize. Now, back when England last won this in 2003, I don't think selfie was even a word, was it?
Those were good days, weren't they? It's actually, yeah, there is engraved 2003 England. How fabulous that is. And as we said earlier, thousands of people in the Midlands have already had the chance to see the trophy. Over the weekend, it's been to Herefordshire, Worcestershire and Shropshire. And for the people who believe rugby to be a religion, it was an appropriate start at Hereford Cathedral. Michael Sibbott was there.
This is a statue of Edward Elgar, writer of English rugby anthem Land of Hope and Glory. But for the last few months, the Rugby World Cup has been on a tour around the world, visiting the likes of Australia, China and even Fiji. But right now, at about 10:30 on Saturday morning, it's here at Hereford Cathedral as part of a nationwide trophy tour ahead of that World Cup that starts in September. But for the next 2 days, it's whistling its way around the West Midlands, and I'll be with it every step of the way.
It's a great honour. I mean, we have a map of Mundi here, the map of the world, the 13th century map, and kind of linking that with the Rugby World Cup is rather special, and we feel it's a privilege to kind of make that link. Enthusiastic.
It's always a pleasure. It's always slightly worrying. Prop forwards are not renowned for their great deft handling skills. I keep getting asked by little kids, but is it the real one? And they're going, no, it is the real Rugby World Cup.
It takes your breath away, the detail on the trophies. For it to be in Hereford is just awesome because it's quite a small city.
You wouldn't expect it. It's like a once in a lifetime chance.
It's a great experience. I've never done it. I want to do it again well, if I could again, I'd do it again.
At the end of this long queue here, a special treat, because not only the Webb Ellis Cup to have a photo with, but two more mementos of an incredibly successful season for the Warriors that sees them return to the Premiership.
Now we're back in a Premiership in the most exciting season ever, following right off of a World Cup. And a day like this is fantastic because it gives people a sense of what it's all about, what the players are playing for, and more importantly, it brings them along here to have a look at Worcester Warriors.
A day that you'll obviously never forget anyway, but just with an added little sparkle on top of it.
That's the one for the fireplace, that one. Definitely.
Just can't believe it's here at Worcester and we're actually going to get a picture with it.
Famous players like Johnny Wilkinson and Martin Johnson touched it.
You know, if you're not excited about it, you're not a rugby fan, are you?
So day 2 of the trophies tour around the West Midlands, but it's day 39 of its tour around the UK, and this must be one of the more gloomy, grey and overcast days they've had so far. But it won't dampen the spirits here at Birmingham University. This is where the South African team will be based throughout the tournament.
I think it's big for Birmingham itself, you know, the second biggest city in England.
to have top-notch rugby. There's a real big rugby base in the area.
Another pass. Laura, you know what it's like to be a World Cup winner. What was it like for you to win that trophy?
It's an absolutely incredible feeling. Like, even now I get tingly and a big smile on my face because it's just been amazing. And like you said, the support here and the excitement that other people feel over the World Cup, it just drives you on and spurs you on.
You're involved in organising the World Cup, just a couple of months to go. How's it all going? Do you feel ready?
Yeah, it's in fantastic shape, thanks. You can sense the trophy tour helping to build the atmosphere. A huge amount of hard work's gone in ever since we won the bid many years ago now, and yeah, we're really getting ready to go.
We've seen a big increase in people coming and playing women's rugby, and hopefully with having the World Cup in England this year, people going to the games, people getting interested and wanting to play the sport, hopefully we can recruit a lot more and people will want to come and play.
I like it because it gets the competitive side out and it's really good. Started when I was 4 and I want to play for England's women's team. Girls should start playing because it's not just boys that should be playing sports like this.
This is where it all ends up this weekend, Sutton Coldfield Rugby Club, and what an evening for it. The sun's shining on the rugby tournament over there. We've got a beer festival here and of course the queue to see the all-important trophy in the clubhouse. There's 61 days left of the trophy tour. It all ends up in Twickenham on the 18th of September, but of course that's when the real hard work begins.
Amazing scenes there, and actually here's a thought, of course, if England managed to win this World Cup again, you will see it live. You'll see the moment on ITV as all the games are being broadcast on either ITV or ITV4 from when it all kicks off on September the 18th. Now, we're obviously here in Victoria Square. Quite a lot of people have been braving the rain. Councillor Ian Waters here, Deputy Leader of Birmingham City Council. Hello. How important is it getting this trophy, getting the tournaments that are going to be happening, the games at Aston Villa's ground? How important is it to Birmingham?
Oh, it's very, very important for Birmingham. We are delighted to be a host city for the Rugby World Cup. The trophy's here today to raise awareness. We have 2 matches taking place at Villa Park across the 26th and 27th of September. We want people to get involved. We'll have thousands of people from around the world in the city across that weekend. We have our official fan zone down in the East Side Park where we want to encourage families to turn up. And of course on the 26th of September, following the South Africa-Samoa game at Villa Park, we'll be live screening that crunch game, England versus Wales. So bring your family down to the fan park and watch that game. There'll be plenty of entertainment both for the kids and for adults. So
a fan zone is what? Do you buy tickets for that? How do you go to a fan zone?
No, the fan zone's free, so all you have to do is turn up for any of the games which will be screening live, and there'll be plenty to do. There'll be refreshment stores, there'll be entertainment for adults, there'll be a sports zone and a skills zone for the kids. So we want to encourage families to come down and get involved in the Rugby World Cup here in Birmingham. Also across that weekend we've got the opening of the Grand Central Shopping Centre, and we have the big weekend arts festival going on. So I think anyone coming into the city centre from anywhere around the world is really going to see a happening place across that weekend.
So it's a chance to sell the city. Do you want people to take up the sport as well?
Oh yes, we do. We want to encourage people to take up rugby, and that's why down in the fan zone we will be putting things on to give kids the opportunity to try the game, try out their skills. The Rugby World Cup here in England is a chance really to grow the game in England, and who knows, if England can win the World Cup again, then that should be a boost to rugby throughout the country.
Can you arrange a late summer for us?
Yeah, we'll try to do our best with that. We've had a great summer thus far. If we get the weather, then we'll have a great atmosphere across that weekend here in Birmingham.
Brilliant. Councillor Ian Ward, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Well, yeah, it is pretty wet, and actually Sam is out amongst some of these people who come here to see the Cup today.
Yes, Steve, I'm in the rain, but I am with people who really are from Birmingham and have embraced the whole idea of the Rugby World Cup coming to the second city. And 2 people I can talk to straight away are Alex, who's 12 years old, and his brother Reece. Now, you both come in your kit. Have you actually had a selfie already?
Yeah.
And you're going to matches, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to the South Africa Samoa game at Aston Villa.
Brilliant, so you're looking forward to that?
Yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah,
it'd be nice if we get good weather to go with it, won't it? Well, I wish you all the best with that. Now, you as well are going to a match, sir, aren't you?
Yeah, semi-final at Twickenham.
Right, and was it easy to get hold of tickets?
No.
It wasn't cheap either, but it was worth it.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
so
was good.
So you're going to enjoy every minute of it then, by the
Definitely.
sound of it?
Absolutely.
Good,
Yeah.
good. You've come in your blazer. You are the smartest person we have in the audience today. And are you looking forward to the Rugby World Cup?
Yeah, it's going to be great. I think it's going to be...
Did you get tickets as
No,
well?
I didn't manage to get tickets, but I'll be watching at home.
Yeah, that's it. And they've got these big screens up, haven't they, as well, which is going to be good. Okay, now you have all been here this afternoon, guys, haven't you? And you went and got selfies, didn't you?
Yeah, we've got selfies. And we played some rugby.
Well, oh, right, okay, so all this tag rugby that we've been seeing this afternoon, you guys will play.
Yeah, we played a lot.
What's it like actually seeing the cup in the flesh, so to speak?
It's a bit different, really. I mean, I don't know why I can't touch it. I mean, if people are going to play on a rugby pitch for 80 minutes all sweating and bloody and touch it,
yeah,
I've got clean hands.
On that note, we'll leave it there. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. And we'll hand you back now to Steve, because we'll talk about the legacy now of when England last won the World Cup in 2003.
Hi, thanks Sam. Of course, this isn't the first time the trophy's been seen in England. The celebrations following the World Cup victory in 2003 were shared with the delighted fans once they came home from New Zealand. One man who remembers those celebrations well is Martin Johnson, the Leicester Tigers and England captain at the time. He's pleased that rugby fans across the country are being given the chance to join in.
Taking it all over the country is important, because obviously Twickenham's down here is where England will play the majority of their games, but it's a nationwide tournament. So when we won it, they took it around the country, which was great, and it's great that it's getting a preview as well for this and get everyone excited. It's a chance for everyone, even people who maybe not watch rugby every weekend, to go out and see a World Cup game. Well, obviously Leicester's a big rugby city anyway, with the club there, but also the opportunity for people to take your kids to go and watch a game. I'll take mine there, just to say we saw a World Cup game when it came to England in 2015, a bit like the Olympics. If you couldn't get the ticket you maybe really wanted, and you certainly go and watch a game, and I wanted to say, I went to watch the 2012 Olympics, so it's the same with this. I want to watch the 2015 World Cup, and there is some great games for the Midlands at Villa Park as well, so I'm going to go there as well and watch them.
A Leicester legend in every sense. Well, joining me now to talk about the legacy, hopefully, that this World Cup will leave, is Peter Grace, who is from the Birmingham Rugby Partnership. Peter, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
Behind us, we can see people gathering now for this reception, which is happening tonight.
Yeah.
It's all about the legacy, isn't it?
Well, it is, and there's 25 rugby clubs there, all wanting to get involved, who are part of the Birmingham Rugby Partnership.
Well, what are you hoping that legacy will actually be? Do you want more people to be inspired?
Yes, we do. We particularly want to get into the youth population of Birmingham. I mean, and not inner city, it's a bit wider than that, but that's where we want to go. The clubs have gone to the outside. We want to come back in and deal with the many problems that are with the youth of today, which rugby family can deal with, I'm sure.
What do you find are the issues with young people in terms of staying with rugby? Because a lot of them play it when they're young, don't they? But don't necessarily carry on.
Well, a lot go to university, and that's when we lose them at that stage. But also the physicality of the game and the finance of it, because this is a very amateur game still.
Yes, yeah. And is funding an issue?
Funding is certainly an issue. We can't compete with football or anything like that. And we are a professional sport, but only at the very highest level. So really if we're going to do our work, we need businesses in the city to come and help us do it. And I'm sure we will.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope this spearheads that as well in some form as well.
Yes, I'm sure it will.
Yeah, well, Peter, wish you all the best for the World Cup. May the best team win.
Well, England will, thank you.
And thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Now, though, let's go back to Steve.
Well, if you haven't had the chance to catch up with the trophy tour as yet, but you've been inspired by today's pictures, there are still plenty of opportunities. It's off to Staffordshire on Wednesday, where there's a photography competition at Trentham Gardens, St George's Park and the Staffordshire Rugby Festival. It's not back in the area until August the 13th at the Leicester Space Centre. As one of the host cities, the trophy spends a couple of days in Leicester before its first visit to rugby. Bill Beaumont and Will Greenwood take the trophy to rugby school, from where it moves to Coventry. And the trophy leaves the Midlands on August the 17th via Stratford, Warwick and the Webb Ellis Museum in Rugby. So plenty of chances still to go. Now the folks that have come down here today have having a pretty good time in Victoria Square despite the weather. One of the few examples, I guess, of people happy to queue in this country.
We're British, aren't we? We do it anyway.
Yeah, we're very good at it. But it is the Rugby World Cup trophy, and why not? And I'm sure we'll see scenes like this replicated wherever it goes across the region.
Yes, and the nice weather earlier on certainly did help keep them happy. It isn't nice at the moment, sadly. It's a little bit drizzly. In fact, it's frizzy hair weather. And Lucy can tell us more about that. Here she is.
Yes, it's my fault. Unfortunately, I can see my reflection in there in my frizzy hair. Yeah, it's been a good day, though, hasn't it?
It has. And did you manage to get a selfie?
I was allowed this close to it, and I did get a selfie, which was very exciting. There's an awful lot to do here as well. You can even have a go in the blue tent over there, the Kick for Glory tent, and that's what I've been doing. I've been pretending to be Johnny Wilkinson today with Gary Street, the former England women's coach, no less. Do you want to see how I got on?
So you got on.
Yeah, let's have a look. So a Johnny Wilkinson drop kick. How do I do it?
Yeah, you're going to recreate winning the World Cup for England. So, points look towards the target, to the post there.
Yeah.
You're just going to get the ball away from the body. You're going to just about 45 degrees as it strikes the floor. Kick through and just kick straight through the post.
So I'm kicking on the inside of my foot?
Yeah, so the inside of your foot, and you're going to put your hips are then going to finish straight to the target.
Have you ever coached anyone in heels to do this?
Never in heels before.
First for everything.
First for everything. Good luck. Through the post.
Come on. That was all right, wasn't it? That was good.
It was. Next step up, we need to just the ball needs to touch the floor as you strike the ball.
Right.
That'll be part 2 later on.
Okay, thank you. We'll leave it at that for now. Well, considering I was wearing heels, I don't think I did too badly. Johnny Wilkinson didn't have to wear heels, did he?
Well, not on the pitch. I don't know if there's any other. That would be another story altogether.
Not tight either, I don't think.
No, we're not very happy with this weather at the moment, are we? It's giving us frizzy hair, so let's see what's going on over the next few days. I'm heading over there to give you the forecast.
What's on the cards today? ITV Central Weather, sponsored by Thomas Cook Cash Passports.
Well, we start tonight's forecast with a beautiful picture taken near Stratford. Thank you to Maxine Jones for that one. Central Weather at itv.com is the address if you'd like to send us any of your shots to show off here on the forecast. Well, let's have a look at the satellite and radar. You can see here that the cloud is coming and going as we head through the next 24 hours. It's been quite humid today, and well, it's turning slightly fresher over the next couple of days as well. But we still have a few showers to contend with. Through this evening, the greatest chance of showers are in southern counties, but gradually it's going to turn dry as a cold front spreads through, taking with it all that cloud and bits and pieces of rain as well. We're looking at lows of 13 or 14 degrees Celsius overnight. We start tomorrow with sunny spells, and really that's how it stays as we head through the day tomorrow. The chance of some showers, especially in northern parts of our region, but that chance decreases as we head into the afternoon. Temperature-wise tomorrow, 21, maybe a 22 degrees Celsius, feeling less humid than today. And as we move into the outlook period, it really is a case of sunny spells with a few isolated showers as we head through the rest of the week. Temperatures will dip to around average as well. So that's your weather. Let's see what's going on with the pollen.
ITV Central Weather, sponsored by Thomas Cook Cash Passports.
How are you today?
Lloyd's Pharmacy, proud sponsors of the pollen count.
Well, in any sunny spells, the pollen count will be high. Really, it's moderate to high levels as the sunshine comes and goes over the next few days. Whatever you're up to this evening, have a good one. I'll see you later on.
So the Rugby World Cup starts in just 60 days' time, and a reminder that you will be able to see all the World Cup matches here on ITV or ITV4, starting with the opening ceremony on September the 18th, followed by England against Fiji live from Twickenham at 8 p.m.
60 days away. I'm already excited. If you want to see more images from the last few days, go to our website, itv.com/central. And of course, we'll be adding more pictures and information over the next few days and weeks.
Now, though, we're going to leave you with some of the best pictures of people getting their prize moment with the Rugby World Cup trophy, and from the team and the crowds here in Birmingham City Centre. Bye-bye.
Come on! Hey! Inga! Pakia! Whoa, wait! Come on, England!
David Cameron announces tough new powers to combat the poison of Islamist extremism. He'll crack down on the internet and allow parents to confiscate their children's passports, with a stark warning to would-be radicals.
If you're a boy, they will brainwash you, strap bombs to your body and blow you up. If you are a girl, they will enslave and abuse you.
Also tonight, the latest on the mill disaster, the family's growing anger with the company involved.
An urgent appeal for organ donors after a fall in transplant operations.
And forget the bluebirds over them, a mystery under them revealed after 70 years.
This is ITV News at 6:30 with Mary Nightingale and Alistair Stewart.
Good evening. David Cameron outlined his plans to combat what he called the poison of homegrown extremism today. He wants a crackdown on the foreign TV channels and websites which peddle its warped ideology. And he said parents who fear their children are being radicalised should be able to have their passports removed.
The Prime Minister blamed a failure of integration and said Britain must de-glamorise groups like so-called Islamic State. He called on mainstream Muslims to join him. Our Deputy Political Editor, Chris Shipp, has more.